Hi, this is Dr. James. I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes with you discussing what non-surgical spinal decompression is and how it can benefit you if you have a disc herniation. So many people have heard of traction and know what traction looks like. You look at the old movies where somebody's lying on a hospital bed and they're grabbing a leg and throwing a weight over a pole and they're just pulling on either your leg or on your back. That's traditional traction. Non-surgical decompression uses a traction force that's modified by a computer and something called a tensometer that's measuring the resistance to the stretch occurring in your spine. And that's very, very, very important because your body's natural reaction to stretching a muscle is to resist, is to tighten that muscle up against it so that we don't dislocate a joint. So when you're using traditional traction, what can happen is the body starts to resist that and you don't really get the effects that you would get obviously with non-surgical decompression. And that's because what's occurring with decompression is as the body begins to pull into traction in the spine, the muscles start to react, and there's a tensometer that measures that reaction and starts to back off on the force so that the nervous system can then get an idea of, hey, there's nothing really threatening me, I'm not going to get injured here, and it allows the muscles to relax. And this goes on and on and on throughout the various cycles through decompression. So we'll set you up on a curve, called a logarithmic curve or a sine wave, where we pull you up and bring you down and pull you up and bring you down with decompression. How this benefits you is if you have a disc herniation or a disc bulge, whether it's in your neck or it's in your low back, then what that means is that there's a compressive force on that disc causing it to push out. The decompressive force allows us to draw that herniation or that bulge back into the center of the disc, because with non-surgical decompression, it's been measured that we can reduce the force on a disc to minus 170 millimeters of mercury. The average male has about 220 pounds per square inch of pressure on their disc in their low back when they're in a seated position. So that's a huge pressure gradient change. With traction, it's only been able to get reduced to 170. So 170 to minus 170 is a huge, huge change. So non-surgical decompression, as I said, is a sophisticated technology that allows us to reduce disc bulges and disc herniations. Hope that helps.